Okay, so here we are. It's another Friday. As I was working yesterday, I could not even believe it was Thursday, the way the weeks go so fast. But here we are again, and thanks for jumping on today. Um, you all know what Unfinished Friday is all about. Here to learn and grow. So today, Teresa Gunderson is going to be sharing with us tips on marketing and growing your contact list and I think I said that right, but if I didn't, she'll correct me. So as everyone knows, this is a quick deal. Teresa, you got about 10 minutes, and we'll learn something today. So I'm gonna turn it over to Teresa. Thanks for uh, chatting with us today.
Good to see everybody. I see a lot of familiar faces and a lot of people I know are dedicated to growing their businesses. I have a promotional products business, and I've got radio, TV, and print experience. And promotional products are the highest return on your investment as far as your marketing dollars. So I like to stretch that money as far as possible. I like to help my customers. I had a customer who ordered 12 shirts a couple of times a year, and finally I said to him, Doug, I'm not gonna take any more of your money, and for these 12 quantity shirts, we're gonna do this in 24 increments, and I'm gonna save you quite a bit of money. And he's like, well, you just cost yourself money. I said, no, I just saved you money so that you can put those marketing dollars to work in other areas. And he's like, okay. And he still couldn't believe that I took, all he saw was I was taking money out of my pocket. But I said, no, I'm helping you grow your business by adding more value to the purchases you're making. And that's really my passion. Radio, you can spend money on that, and there's no guarantee that somebody's going to hear it. TV programs like Roku, Netflix, and all the ones that are skipping commercials, you know the dollars there aren't going to be spent wisely. So first and foremost, never go anywhere without your business cards. I have 2 business card holders. I have my thick one that I use all the time, and then I have a very thin one, a backup, and in case I just need to run in somewhere quick. I've had friends say, oh my gosh, leave your business cards home where I'm going out to have fun. I say, no, you never know where your next potential client is. And for sure, if you're at some place that you enjoy, that common connection is going to connect you with other people who have similar interests. And then that's a really great business, or a really great foundation for growing your business, because you'll connect through common interests. If you find yourself hesitating, like sometimes you really have to step out of your comfort zone if you're out and about. Like, let's say you're at the county fair and you're talking to somebody and you think, oh, should I offer them a business card or not? When you're in that second, when you're hesitating, that's when you should make yourself give your business cards out, because the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. I order 2,000 business cards at a time, and I think everybody, hand those things out. Like, just, you have to hand out some every day. I use it for, if you stop in a gas station and any of the public memo boards, put some up there and then fan them out so people can see that they can take one off there. The grocery stores, just anywhere that you see people leaving business cards, leave several of yours. If you don't promote yourself, who's going to? That's what I always say. So there's never a wrong time. I leave pens at the gas station counters, so that way if people are there to write their checks or sign the little credit card receipt, then they look at, oh, that pen writes nice, and then they see that it was left by a business. And if you stop in there regularly, just add a few every so often when you see that they've run out. That 50 cents that you spent there, just think of how many different people are going to see that. And like I said, people are 87% likely to do business with you if you give them a promotional product. So that's about as close to a guarantee as you can get for marketing dollars. And here's just some examples of things that are under $1: pens, koozies, nail files, calculators, notepads, keychains. There's even some tumblers that are 69 cents. They're the plastic ones with the pull-up style. So if you think of, when you hand out something that costs you 50 to 70 cents and the return on that, it's just very minimal investment for the return that you're going to get back. I also watch for trade shows, craft fairs, church bazaars, county fairs, any of those places that you can have a booth to get the information about your business out. I say check the cost of the booth first. Ask how many people, how they invite people to come there. Ask them how they're generating traffic, how long they've been doing it, and how they track attendance. Because everybody's going to tell you, oh yeah, this is a successful event, but ask them how they're tracking their attendance, because you need to know if it's worth spending your time and your money to go there. And then it's just a cheap little trick, the little dollar planners at the Dollar Tree. So I always get the next year's one as soon as I can. And then I put in there, like, let's say I did a fair this weekend. I put in there how many leads I got off of that, the cost of it, the days, and whether I would do it again or not. Because by the time the next year rolls around, that won't be fresh in your memory if you do a lot of them. And you're going to think it's great that they contacted you to come again, and you're going to think, okay, I'll go do it again. But if you have that note to yourself in your planner, then you can really get to the point where you're using your time effectively. And then I say set up a display on your table, but keep your handouts, keep your promotional products underneath the table, because we've all seen the people who walk through the fairs and just go grabbing all the free stuff they can get. They're not going to spend money with you in your business, more than likely, because they're just there to get the free stuff from the fair. So protect your investment too. Don't be afraid to hand them out, but also be careful where you're handing them out, so you know that you're getting a return for that investment. And then practice well. If you're not comfortable with the booths, just be yourself. Practice being friendly but not overbearing. You'll figure it out. If you just be you and you share what you're passionate about, then you'll have success at the booths. Always have plenty of business cards with you. Like I said, never, just get in the habit of always having them. I have 2 business card holders in my purse. I have extras in my purse, extras in my vehicle, and extras at my desk, so that when I'm sitting here doing work, I can just automatically reload my business card holders. And then also look for silent auctions and charity events to be involved in that have a cause that you're passionate about. So if the silent auctions, if you think about all the people that walk through and see that basket or that gift certificate that you offer, that's a lot of free advertising. And when I first started focusing on doing the fairs and the silent auctions, I had people say, oh yeah, I've heard about your business. And it surprised me how quickly that gets the word out, because people do see that. And they think, oh, that's nice that they're supporting a cause. Then they know that you're serious about your business, and they know that you're involved in the community and you give back. Also donate to swag bags. Like, I know that there's a golf event coming up and they're offering swag bags. I always ask how many and who they're giving them to, so you make sure that the demographic makes sense for you. So if you market mainly to men and they're giving them to 150 women, then you've got to make sure that you're spending that time and money effectively. And then third, we all know how awesome networking groups are because of Centersphere, but they're not all as effective as Centersphere. Centersphere, hands down, I will always be involved with. But the other ones, I ask how many members, how often they meet, what's the cost, and what's the demographic, and then so you can tell if it's an effective use of your time And then the other quick little tip, I always have, if you're out there and you're networking at these events and you get a lot of business cards at the same time, this is something I found by accident, actually. This is the gum. I can't remember even what kind of gum comes in this, but it's right at the checkout at Walmart. But this holds about 35 business cards. And so this is the people I've talked to in about the last week. And so I just slip them in here as I'm going. And then I schedule my one-to-ones with them. I go through and schedule the one-to-ones. I ask how I can help them, how I can share ideas to grow their business, and then schedule the follow-up. If you get in the habit of always scheduling your next steps, then you're following through and you're not missing those connections, and they're effective for you. If anybody wants to do a one-to-one, I'm always happy to share ideas about how to grow your business and ideas on what makes sense for you to use for a promotional product. And that's it. If anybody has any questions.
Awesome. Yeah, we have time for just a couple questions.
I was kind of wondering as I was listening, you know, right now with everything going on, how are maybe not you in particular, Teresa, but just people on, how are we feeling about business cards right now, handing out business cards? What's the thought process there? Any comments there?
Yeah. It's funny because like Elba and stuff I've been to that's where I got a lot of these. I haven't seen any hesitation in handing them out. I think the people who are out there, they realize that, I mean, we have to return to some sense of something sooner or later, but also the one thing that COVID has done in a positive light is it has made Zoom and Messenger and FaceTime all completely acceptable. So whereas before it kind of had the connotation, oh, well, they don't care enough to come meet with me in person. Well, now it's made it completely acceptable. So people are free to choose if they're still want to meet with Zoom. Like Carla, I know you're so committed to your community, and I know it's a high risk community. So you do it for the safety, and so you can still meet by Zoom. And I think the one thing also that Zoom has done is it shows us a little picture of ourselves, so we kind of see how we come across in the videos, and kind of it's made me a lot more comfortable. I never liked Zoom or any of that stuff, but it's made me a lot more comfortable. So it's just the people who are rolling with it and pivoting with however we do, you know, scheduling more one-to-ones, even if they're by Zoom. It's just Cheryl gave a great presentation about doing 2, 4, and 2 hours of follow-up, I think it was 4 hours of one-to-ones, and then 2 hours of calls. And as long as you're scheduling something consistently each week, then you're committed to still growing it. And if you have to change it or tweak it a little bit, like I was telling Brock, he used to meet with people in person, and now he's doing a lot of Zooms. And I said, well, what about doing doorstep donuts? Like if you do a Zoom with somebody and then you message them and say, are you gonna be home at 2:00 this afternoon? I'm gonna drop off a thank you for you. And he could drop off donuts and coffee. So he's still kind of having coffee with him. They just tweaked it a little.
All right. Well, it is after 10:30. Teresa, thank you for sharing with us today. That was some good stuff. I always, you know, with promotional items, you know, well, the one thing I always wanted to find something that I knew people wouldn't throw away. I mean,
right.
we all have those things that, like, you go to those trade shows and you get something and it's like, oh, you know.
I don't need another koozie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? You never have one when you need it. But one of the things that I found were little Frisbees. They were one of the best things ever. Now they may have gone home and gotten chewed up by a dog, but at least you got your logo in front of somebody for a little while. So anyway, thank you, Teresa, and
Thank you.
think we've got Doug on deck for next week. So Doug Hancock will be sharing with us. You want to give us a tease, Doug, or do you know what you're gonna do next week?
Well, I thought you and I were going to have a top secret meeting about that, but I think
Okay.
I think in the sales process, but in the communication human process, it's about we're going to discuss follow up and how important follow up and how to follow up is.
Good. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we will definitely see you next week and invite friends, and we'll same bat time, same bat channel.
Thank
Have a
you.
good one.
Yep, bye.
Bye-bye.